Welcome to Wonderland Stories, where magical tales come to life. Today, we bring you a heartwarming story about a little duckling who teaches us the true meaning of beauty and self-belief. Let's begin. On a bright summer morning, in a quiet farmyard near a sparkling pond, Mother Duck eagerly waited for her eggs to hatch. One by one, the eggs cracked open, revealing fluffy yellow ducklings. But one egg, the largest of them all, took longer. When it finally cracked, out came a big, gray duckling with ruffled feathers. Unlike his golden siblings, he looked different. The other ducklings giggled and whispered among themselves, "Why does he look so strange? He's not like us." Mother Duck, though surprised, loved all her children. "He may look different, but he is still my little one," she said gently. But as days passed, the farm animals and even the ducklings teased him. "You are too big and ugly," they quacked. The little duckling felt lonely and sad. No matter how hard he tried to fit in, he was always left out. One day, unable to bear the cruelty, he ran away from the farmyard. He wandered through fields and forests, seeking a place where he belonged. Along his journey, he met other animals. A group of sparrows chirped, "You are not one of us." A fox smirked, "You look neither tasty nor interesting." Even the frogs by the pond stared at him and croaked, "Too ugly." The little duckling sighed and moved on, feeling more alone than ever. One evening, as he rested by a riverbank, he saw a small cottage with a warm light glowing inside. Curious and hungry, he waddled towards it. A kind old woman lived there with her cat and hen. Seeing the duckling shivering, she took him in. Perhaps he will lay eggs, she thought. But when the duckling couldn't lay eggs like the hen or purr like the cat, they laughed at him. Feeling like a misfit once again, he left the cottage, heading back into the wild. As summer turned to autumn, he found refuge in a small, hidden pond surrounded by tall reeds. There, he stayed alone, feeding on whatever he could find. He admired the flocks of birds flying south for winter, wishing he could join them. But he was too weak to fly. Winter soon arrived, and the world turned cold and white. Snow covered the land, and the pond froze over. One day, as the duckling searched for food, his feet got trapped in the ice. He struggled, but the cold gripped him tightly. Just when he thought he wouldn't survive, a kind farmer found him and gently freed him. The farmer took him home, warming him by the fire and feeding him until he regained his strength. When spring finally arrived, the sun warmed the earth, and the ice melted. The duckling stretched his wings, now stronger and bigger. As he waddled towards the pond to drink, he saw a group of magnificent white birds gliding across the water. Their long necks were elegant, their feathers shimmering like pearls. The duckling had never seen such beautiful creatures. Feeling shy but fascinated, he lowered his head to the water's surface and gasped. His reflection was no longer that of an ugly duckling but of a graceful swan. His dull gray feathers had turned into soft, gleaming white, and his awkward body had grown into one of strength and beauty. The swans noticed him and welcomed him with open wings. "Come with us," they said warmly. "You are one of us." The little duckling, no, the young swan, felt tears of joy fill his eyes. He had never imagined that he would one day belong to something so wonderful. As he spread his wings and soared into the sky with his new family, he finally understood. It was never about looking different. It was about growing into who he was always meant to be. He had endured hardships, loneliness, and cold winters, but through it all, he remained hopeful. Now, he was no longer the ugly duckling. He was a beautiful swan, admired by all. And most importantly, he had found his place in the world. And so, the ugly duckling learned that beauty comes from within, and sometimes we just need time to realize our true selves. Thank you for joining us on this magical journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Wonderland Stories for more heartwarming tales. See you in the next adventure.